team called the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Thursday, September 25th. And we've got Thursday night football on tap tonight. Pretty good division matchup here with the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Arizona Cardinals tonight. We'll be by live this evening with our live companion coverage for this important matchup in the NFC West. Both teams come in with a 2-1 record. They might not be the best 2-1 teams, but somebody's going to come out of this one 3-1 tonight when the Seahawks take on Arizona tonight. We'll be here with the coverage, companion coverage live tonight here on the Sports Money Network. Look forward to having you with that one tonight. There's also a college football game tonight and some big games in Major League Baseball. It is Thursday here, so we do have 5-day games to go over with our important games for sure. Right now, man, we're coming down to it. We're seeing some exciting action, suspense for sure in the baseball games last night and tonight as well. Thank you for joining me here on the Morning Steam. Let me fire things up and make sure to get you folks ready in the chat. You can win free picks from me just by commenting here in the chat. Hey, you might not need them. I'm going to get the picks from you guys here, and hopefully I'll be along to bring some winners as well. But all you got to do is comment in the chat, and you get a free package from me over at winnable.com with my high volume plays. So love to have you comment in the chat with your favorite games as we go along the preview and the coverage here. But hey, let's recap a little bit of the action from last night. We got a pretty steady baseball card today, but not a full card. So we got a few minutes here. Let some folks roll in. Let me catch my breath after up and down night. I certainly stayed up a lot of the night watching some tennis last night, and also we won our game in the NBL. We won our play in the NBL. I think that was our debut play on the premium side last night over at winnable.com, and we took Melbourne United over Southeast Melbourne. That felt like an easy winner last night, so hopefully you're on with me there and got it started. Laid off the Asian baseball again, but here's Irish King in the chat. He's ready to get us rolling here. Got some fat bags. You know what I need is a lot of criticism of the Kyler Murray's got his little purse. Vegas Dave's got it. You know what? I think I might go the purse route. I could walk around with it's got to be a high-level bag. Otherwise, you're going to be looking, kind of dorky. But, you'll look cooler if you got a Birkin, whatever they called, right? And I'll go, pick up my pizzas, and I'll have my little purse, and I'll say, hey, I'm a high roller on YouTube making sports picks. Where are you? Maybe I can even be a TikTok capper. Cash Kane is here today. He's ready to get it. Joe W's here. Bobby Mack in the house. And I think that's a good idea. Hey, everyone, you can get more picks from me over at winnable.com. Hey, I could use your support. Give me a little pizza. Go pick up my bag there. Open it. Give the guy a tip or something. And go over to winnable.com/Ramon and get more plays from me here every day with my high volume plays. I say high volume. I really have laid off on the Major League Baseball for the most part. here down the stretch. Gets a little dicey. Maybe some of those bigger games, but we're already giving you the top plays, I think, on the show because I'm just kind of running out of plays. It's kind of tough to go all the way on some of these games, even in premiums when the teams have nothing to play for, and you're seeing a lot of sketchy lineups out there. So even I have to digress a little bit here the last week of the season, but we'll be focusing on those big games for sure and get my plays out here, at least on the show. You can use the promo code STEAM, though. I'm rolling in the other sports, and we even had an NHL package last night. Only could come up with one winner on it, but I'm not going to stop me from firing on a little bit of NHL preseason for sure. Needed a game or two to see what was going on. Maybe I need another game, but we'll maybe have some more picks tonight in NHL preseason action. There are 7 games this evening in the National Hockey League. Also, today there is also the one game in college football, as I said. There's also 2 games in La Liga this afternoon as well. So, all right. Anyways, head on over to winnable.com/Ramon. Use that promo code STEAM.
It's your boy, Mikey Money. I'm inviting you to join the Sports Money crew on Winnable. Get all of our premium best bet selections.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays sent straight to your phone right when you need them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, thank you, Mike. And check us out over at winnable.com. Elliot Jameson, he's ready to go tonight. ECU, Elliot's got the boots on the ground there for the Pirates tonight. We'll preview it. See Elliot, if you got to run, just let us know and leave your pick. But we're going to get to it right away. It'll be the second game on the preview, so stick around. I want to hear from you with the Pirates tonight. I guess my question for Elliott tonight will be, can Anthony Smith find the end zone finally? He's been looking great, but he hasn't scored yet, so we'll see tonight. Trevor Davis is here as well. Hey, I want to take a look, though, a little bit of Major League Baseball and how the situation is currently shaking out here in the playoff picture. We'll know more, right? There are just 3 or 4 games left here right now in this season, and we're coming down to who's going to be in, who's going to be out, especially the American League. With a few of those teams, there's still battles in the National League as well. How about last night? The Cleveland Guardians, 5-1 win over the choking Tigers. George Valeria had that go-ahead home run, a timely home run. The Guardians win at 5-1. They now lead the AL Central by a game with 4 games left. Detroit has lost 8 in a row, and they've lost first place for the first time since April 22nd. You got to wonder if that has happened before. I guess it probably has, but basically in first place from April to September, and then you've lost it on the last weekend. It really doesn't feel like they're going to turn around in any time soon. It is baseball, but man, it's an avalanche right now. And Cleveland got that win over Detroit. A's over the Astros. Also big factor there, right? Because the Astros have lost 5 in a row right now, and they can't even capitalize here. Now, there are 1 game back, and they're in the standings right now. Shea Langoliers, 4 for 4 with a home run. Why isn't my prediction strike? Why isn't Shea Langoliers? I've lost money with Shea Langoliers in a long-term investment this season. Would they tell me this guy's going to be I thought he would return at least 3x on his money here with this season. That he's not great, but man, he's had some home runs. So Langoliers, big time. Luis Severino, he did get that start. He got 19 outs and allowed 3 hits, and the Athletics got the win in and under yesterday, 6-0. The A's win over the Astros. Astros still one game back, so we'll see which team is going to back in there. Still Detroit run differential 60 plus 66, Houston plus 7. So Detroit have stumbled for sure. Cubs over the Mets 10-3. We nailed that one yesterday, didn't we? With the Cubs blasting them there. Looks like the Cubs will end up hosting the Padres in that 3-game series. Padres are 2.5 back with 3 to play, so it looks like the Cubs will get there, and the Padres will probably end up playing them on the road. Cubs scored 5 runs in the 3rd inning. They snapped a 5-game losing streak. Matthew Boyd, 16 outs, only allowed 2 hits, so they still went over thanks to the Cubs. Juan Soto hit his 43rd home run for the Mets, and the Mets are still in position there despite the loss. 1 game ahead of Arizona, 1 game ahead of Cincinnati, with some exciting results in those contests last night as well. Let's keep it moving and talk about it. The Pirates beat the Reds 4-3 in 11 innings. The Reds had their chance late too. Spencer Horwitz had the game-winning double for Pittsburgh. Reds remain 1 game behind the Mets for that slot. Also, Arizona 1 game back as well. Marte hit a inside the park home run for the Reds in that one. They had a couple of big plays, but it was the Pirates getting the win, trying to play a little bit of spoiler here. Pirates doing a nice job in those as well. The Mariners did celebrate last night with Cal Raleigh, 2 home runs, 60 total. How about the man in the stands? He got the ball and he just gave it to a little kid. I don't know if I even could have done that. That was a nice gesture. Did he even know what he had in his hand right there? I don't know how much that 60th home run is worth, but you probably could have got your picture with Cal taken. I don't know if the little kid did, but it was neat for that man to hand the ball over to that young man after getting his 60th home run ball. The stories about Cal Raleigh, of course, with the monster season. Man, how do you not give this guy the MVP? Judge is great. He's got all the publicity in the world, and he's got notoriety. Give it to Cal. Cal deserves it, a catcher doing it. Luis Castillo was very sharp in that game with 22 outs. He only allowed 1 base runner. It was complete domination, 9-2 Mariners over the Rockies. And the Mariners right now 1 game back of the Blue Jays and the Yankees. They're not dead yet. They've won 6 in a row. I say dead yet, meaning to get first place in the American League. They've got the 6-game winning streak right now. Yankees have won 4 straight. Red Sox beat the Blue Jays 7-1 behind Garrett Crochet, 8 shutout innings. Red Sox lead Detroit by 2 games for the AL second wild card. Toronto and New York tied for first, obviously, here, but the Red Sox get a key win here. Looks like they'll secure that spot, and I don't know, who could they end up playing the New York Yankees there in New York for 3 games? Wouldn't that be wild here? But we'll see. That might be where it's headed. We'll see what happens with Toronto and New York here over the weekend. So, all right, there were a few other results in there as well, key in the races right now, including last night, the game there with Philadelphia, with the win there over Miami. Philadelphia still trying to keep track with Milwaukee, but looks like Milwaukee's going to finish on top here right now, and Philadelphia will probably get second place overall. So touch on some of these anyway. Yankees continue. They got it done, of course, over the White Sox for their win. Aaron Judge, he just had numbers 49 there and 50 right in that one. New York's won 21 of 29 right now to keep it going, and we'll see with Toronto what goes down there. And Arizona did get the run line there for us there last night against the Dodgers, but Dodgers get that win over Arizona in a thriller late in extra innings, and Arizona key loss there that could have capitalized on that and tied the Mets, but they'll have to keep chugging along here right now heading into today's games. All right, let me say hello to a few more folks in the chat. And Tigers had a 15 and a half game lead. Hello to Timothy Hawk here. Irish King says the Yankees will get first place, and he's got the Yankees first place in the American League, not just the division, of course. Right now they're tied for the top. Jays did fall off, says Irish King. R. Tomps is here. Good morning, R. Tomps. Good to have you today here in the chat. So, all right. And Terrell as well. Nice to see you, Terrell. All right, we'll get right into the action here right now and start with the National Football League. Then we'll talk about the baseball. But hey, we got a great, a great Thursday night game. They're all pretty good, but we'll see what happens tonight when the Seahawks take on the Cardinals here tonight. And, both teams 2-1 coming in, but it does seem like a tale of two different stories here a little bit right now. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, they lost their best player, I think, and with all due respect to Harrison, but James Conner, I mean, come on, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and he's lost for the season, and, you know, he's come back from so much. I just hate to see him go down. Hate to see him go down and get to be missing this season now with that awful injury. So that'll be tough for the Cardinals, right, to overcome, especially against a Seattle team that, well, let's face it, Seattle has dominated against the Cardinals, no doubt. Even in this division where, you know, there's a little bit of parity, even though Arizona hasn't been, that good, but there's a little bit of parity in the division in the NFC West, but right now it feels like Arizona in this matchup has had some big-time problems. You look at the last several games between these two teams, and it's been all Seahawks pretty much for the last several seasons right now. Arizona has won 7 of the last 8 games between the two teams here in Arizona. They've also covered the spread in 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams. Now, 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and you wonder how many points really could these two teams score against one another. I have a feeling that the winner of this game is going to get to maybe 20 points or a little more, and the loser is going to fall short of 20 points. That's kind of what it feels like to be heading into this one. You know, for the Seahawks here, their defense should be able to represent, especially against this Arizona passing game. I would think it's going to be a bit of an issue here offensively. Yeah, you got Harrison, and I am high on McBride tonight at tight end. In fact, on Arizona, he's probably the guy that I would prefer the most in the over props tonight, if you know what I mean. But I might be looking to fade most of the Cardinals, especially in the passing game, and maybe even Kyler tonight. There. But look, I like the Seattle running game here with Kenneth Walker, even with Charbonnet here. We'll see. He is questionable right now, but I think Walker can handle the load. Let's see what the latest is on the injury report. Seattle here favored by 1.5. I think the total is pretty much 43.5 right now. Charbonnet, he is questionable, so might have to dial it back a little bit on my hunch there that the running game will be strong, but maybe that just means more work for Walker. I guess George Halani could get in there. He got in there last game and had 42 yards of total offense. So I think that's where the strength of Seattle will lie tonight offensively, will be in the running game. I'm kind of neutral on the passing game, but not down on Darno at all. I think this is a great situation for Seattle, actually. I actually think it's a step up from Geno in the long run with Darno in there, especially with Jackson Smith and Jigba, with Cooper Kupp. I'm not totally high on them to go over their numbers here, but I certainly think they can get there close to their numbers tonight. And let's see what you guys have in the chat here in this one. Then I'll make my call with Seattle and Arizona tonight. But I'm feeling a little bad for Arizona. I think not having Connor is a major deal here right now. And you throw in the series history between the two. Seattle pretty dominant over this team over the last couple of seasons. So see what you got. Let me go to the chat here in this one. Here we go. We have Gotta go back here. Great comments. Here's Cash Kane on the under. Elliott's on the under. Irish King says we got the Birds fighting in the division. Robert's going to take the road team here. Trevor's on Seattle to win on the money line. And Terrell has Seattle and Arizona over. Too bad it's not Caleb Williams against Kyler Murray. You could compare who's got the best purse. I mean, throw me in there. You got me, you got Caleb, you got Kyler. Who's got the best purse of the group? Under here for Tariq. Elliot says, yeah. I will say this, so Elliot, right? I mean, Connor is such a big, important person in that role that kind of helps them a little bit. Trey Benson, he'll be expected to pick up the slack. I'm not down on Benson necessarily, but he's no Connor. But Benson has had very consistent performances so far this season. In fact, I would say that he's lived up to tough to say on a backup running back. He's done what's expected of him so far, and I will imagine that he could come close to his expectations tonight. I'm not totally down on Trey Benson here. Or, you know what? I might actually I like I said, I kind of feel like this is going to be maybe a lower score, but DeMercado is obviously going to be asked to fill a little bit of a role as a backup here. And, I think Seattle's going to probably win, but I might try DeMercado on the odds, maybe to score a touchdown. I don't know if Arizona will get 2 touchdowns, but I like DeMercado maybe at the odds. Maybe it's kind of a hunch where, because if my pick on the side is always going to be much bigger than the props, but I might be able to make some money with DeMercado if he's the man that gets in the end zone for the Cardinals tonight. Irish King likes Smith and Jigba here, 75-plus yards and an anytime touchdown for a little parlay. And Flea is here today, and R. Thompson. R. Thompson, hey, it's football season. R. Thompson's here talking a little NFC West with us here, trying to make sure that her Niners are ready to go. And no problem right now. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a issue for the Niners too, obviously. This division, man, the Rams are getting the luck of the draw. It feels like NYC bar, like Seattle money line. Sunny yesterday was for the. Okay, Sonny's got Seattle -6.5, and Tex says he likes the Kenneth Walker vibes in this one. And Justin's here today, ready to roll with us. Give him a second to maybe give us his football picks as well in the game tonight. I'm kind of down on the tight ends for sure here for Seattle. I think that's a big weakness here right now for them. Marvin Harrison over 50 yards. Oh, man, look at this for Harrison. I'm going to have to fade Harrison just a little bit tonight. Bobby Mack is on the over here. Justin does like that under, though, for sure in this one. I'm not going to be down on the non-correlated plays there. I mean, someone's got to get some yardage. It might as well be Marvin Harrison. But, I think Seattle's defense, I think that's what they do best is guard is their coverage team and the pressure that they put on up the middle on the quarterbacks here. So, look, Kyler can run and scramble, but not having that outlet with Connor just feels like a big, big difference to me. I'm going to take Seattle in the first half tonight over Arizona as my pick here on the morning steam. Hope you guys got your plays in here. And I'll get ready to move on to college. We'll give you one more second to see what you guys got. But I'm going to say that the series history combined with Connor being out of this game is going to be enough for the Seahawks to get off to a good start tonight. They are up to 1.5 here. And that total, I think mostly 43.5 actually, but there are some 43s, so we'll call it 43. All right. Okay, let's go and let's get Elliot in here because we've got Pirates football tonight up against the Army Black Knights here, and little game to get us started out with the evening with Army here on the road, and East Carolina is going to be favored by 4. I mean, Army won last year, 40-28 or 40-27. Army. crushed East Carolina. Now, if you look at the long-term stats, the long-term trends here between these two teams, you're going to see East Carolina with kind of a long-term dominance of Army, but most of those games came within the first, 10 or 15 years of this century. They really only got together last year to resume the series here of it was 40.
Final.
Let me get it right. Elliot probably remembers 40 to 27, 40 to 28, because they ran all over them pretty much like Army does. It's a good game for sure. But let me cover it a little bit here from that perspective. So far for West Point, been a tough go. They're 1-2 here right now, but they've owned the statistics in their matchups. In fact, 2 of their games went overtime so far. They've been in the games for sure. They're Army, you know how it is. But East Carolina 16-9 against the spread off of a home loss, and 8-2 against the spread in that role when favored by less than 17 points. So you have Army, they're going to run the ball. They're 4th in the country in rushing. Meanwhile, East Carolina, they're 12th in the country in passing right now. We talked about Anthony Smith, a big-time receiver, definitely a pro prospect for sure. And he's already got 25 receptions so far this season. He's been great, but no touchdowns so far for Smith. So far this season. We'll see how it goes with Hauser tonight in here. Look, Army actually is pretty okay in pass coverage, so it could be tough, but not only you got Anthony Smith, you got Yannick Smith as well, who had the big game last time, 146 yards and 9 receptions on 10 targets. Now, they did get crushed by BYU in that game, but they obviously unceremoniously they had 2 other wins against some lesser competition, we'll just call it, and they lost to North Carolina State there to open the season 24-17. Let's see what you guys have here tonight. I think tough. East Carolina's not terrible against the run, but if you look back at Army last year, even against Navy, they did it well enough, I'd say. Let's see what you guys got. I want to get Elliot's comments in here. Let's get rolling. Yeah, and let's see here. Too many penalties. That was the problem. What was the problem there with East Carolina? 7 false start penalties, interceptions on back-to-back possessions in that game, and getting blown out at home. Maybe BYU, what can you say? They are a P4 team there now, and maybe the assignment was a little bit tough, but they kind of shot themselves in the foot in that game. So Terrell talking a little bit of NFL still in there, how well he's done against the Cards. Hello to AOD in the chat. 9 Legacy says Army on the money line. And Elliot says, look, they still have never beaten them here. It's funny, right? They might not beat them again, but Army might cover because, look, they've already had 2 overtime games, came very close in these games. Army's really good now. ESU, in their history on Thursday nights when playing teams that are sub 500, they've won all 4 times in that role. Look, Dwayne Coleman, he's the latest of the Army triple option quarterbacks here. And, they're always the Army's success is based on one thing and one thing only when it comes to offense. So, NYC Bar likes East Carolina on the money line. Elliot says he got Hauser for a couple of touchdowns here, and maybe it will be Montgomery opening up that running game there. The thing about East Carolina, Montgomery's good, but they run a couple guys out there. I mean, you're going to see Jenkins, you're going to see Gunn Jr. out there as well, but, Montgomery gets the most of the work. Justin likes the over in this one. I mean, why not? How many points were scored last year? 60-something. 60-something points last season in the game. What was it? 45-28. 73 points. See, I don't even know how to add. 73 points so far. So, look, Army, all 3 games have been decided by 7 points or less so far this season. They did beat, remember, Kansas State in that first road game. So, last week, Army, though, was a 2.5-point dog against North Texas. They trailed 28-7, but tied it with 9 seconds left and then lost in overtime. So, ECU's been looking good here in trying to cover these games, but let's see what else you guys have here. Pirates lost to Army last year by 17. They also lost to Navy by 14 points last season. Might be some rain. Uh-oh. That might favor Army. I don't know. ECU and the over for Elliott. Enjoy the game, Elliott. Be looking for you out there. Bad play calling, says Elliott, on those picks. Is that what he's saying? We don't want that tonight. Gary's talking the Guardians here, 150-1. R. Tomps likes Army here to stay in the game, huh? Thank you, Elliott. You did a great job there keeping us up to date on Pirates football. And Bobby Mack likes the over in this one. And Justin says, ain't going to lose by 17 this time around. And Tariq says he likes the Army team total over in this one. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and take Army in the first half here in this one tonight. I'll take the Black Knights plus the 1.5 or so here, I think, or maybe it's 2. It's probably 2 here in the first half. And I'll try Army. Okay. That is it for the football tonight. So enjoy. We'll be here tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific for the NFL. We'll be keeping an eye on that college game as well and all the baseball games, trying to get the playoffs solidified. So join you then tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific for live companion coverage. Okay, let's get ready now for our Major League Baseball. We got the games coming up. We got Major League Baseball matinee action here today with, help me out on some of the pitching matchups. I think some of them were pretty well locked in here, so no problem. We got Braxton Ashcraft and Nick Lodolo going here in this one. Pirates taking on the Reds. The Reds are 1 game back right now in the standings, and so very important. Pirates have won the first 2 games of the series coming in. Lodolo, 3.44 ERAs, 9-16 to the under is Lodolo this season, 1.08 whip, 237 batting average against. Lodolo's done a pretty nice job. For Braxton Ashcraft, 7 starts, 25 appearances, a 2.62 ERA so far this season for Ashcraft coming in. He's done a nice job as well here for the Buccos. But 296 BABIP, 225 batting average against may show just a little bit of luck on his side, but still not a bad situation here for the Pirates. Having played a little bit of spoiler here down the stretch on these guys. For the Pirates here, they come in right now having won 4 of their last 5. They've beaten Cincinnati in 6 of the last 8 games. Cincinnati's still pretty hot. I mean, they've won 6 of their last 8 at home and 5 of their last 7 overall. Seems like a pretty high price for a team that's just struggling to try to get these last wins against a Pirates team that they haven't been hitting great, but they've been hitting clutch here a little bit, at least in these couple of games here against Cincinnati. We'll see tonight. I would imagine, with the Bucks already out of it, we saw O'Neal Cruz injure his ankle last night, so he could be out of this game tonight. And let's see if that's affected the line at all. It's still $1.65. Bovada's up to $1.72. The total, though, is probably a little bit shaded to the under. Maybe it's 8 under at -115. But I think Cruz, and also being a day game, I mean, he left the game last night after trying to catch a ball against the wall. Let's go to the chat. Lovable is here, so I can have a great day. Here's NYC Bar. Reds on the run line. Cash Kane says Reds. Money line and under. Trevor likes the under here. Elliott says still take the Reds on that money line and go under. D-Money here. Good morning. Nice to have D-Money. Robert's on the under here. Justin will go ahead and lay this price, and he is our Pittsburgh correspondent. He's a Braves fan, but in the general vicinity, if you know what I mean. Thank you, Elliot. Enjoy the game tonight. Lovell says that these offenses are kind of struggling a little bit. And 9 Legacy. Reds on the money line here. Irish King, Cincinnati first 5 there. Okay, well, hey, I got to make my call here in this one. And I don't think that we're necessarily seeing the Reds put anybody away. It's been strong enough. And you get the Pirates here in this one at plus 1.5, minus 145. Ugh. I got to make the call somewhere. I'm going to try here the Pirates on the run line today in a 1-run game, one way or the other. I'll try Ashcraft here. But Justin does say Reds run line. Got to respect that. Just feel like the price is a little high, but maybe Lodola's a better option there. Okay. Good one there. Reds can't be swept, right? No way. Lovable said it too. No way can they be no way. She says, no way can they be swept. Nope, she's going pit anyways. And the Reds also kind of El Foldo here, right? All right. Next up, we've got, well, you know what? I think you guys keep an eye on this one today between Tampa Bay and Baltimore. Now, these two teams are not going to the playoffs, but I got a little something for you to watch here today with Tampa Bay and Baltimore after the dick of the week there last night in Fairbanks of Tampa Bay. You know, he plunked that poor kid on Baltimore. Looks like he probably got a broken hand on the play. It wasn't an intentional Adam pitch or anything. It was kind of up in the zone there, and maybe it was a little bit of, a player diving in a little bit to try to get a good look or a swing on the ball, and it hit him, and I think it broke his hand. I don't think we actually heard officially. I'll click on the injury report here and see if we know what happened to Basallo, the catcher of Baltimore, the backup catcher. He left the game after getting hit there on the hand, but no remorse from this guy, Fairbanks. He got the last out. Baltimore guys were kind of yelling at him a little bit there, and he blew the bench a kiss. So way to put all your guys on your offense in jeopardy today, getting plunked with a baseball because you're just a dick. So watch out today. Maybe there'll be some benches clearing action here. Maybe not a fight. Maybe let's go out there and have a powwow. But that was a really uncomfortable situation. This guy looked like a real doofus out there last night for Tampa Bay. Now, Drew Rasmussen's been pretty solid this season with 30 starts here. 2.8 ERA, 101 whip, 214 batting average against. Rasmussen been pretty strong this season for sure for the Orioles. And Cade Povich, 19 starts, but just a 3-8 record with a 5.06 ERA coming into this one. Baltimore's been struggling at the plate this month, barely hitting over 215. And Rasmussen really is better on the road than he is at home. Povich's been getting hit pretty hard for sure. I got to roll with Tampa Bay in this one at $1.30 or so. Give me the Bucks here on Thursday afternoon. Let's see what you got here in the chat. Trevor's on. We got the picks here. Oh, here we go. Rays for Cash Kane. Trevor's on the Tampa Bay money line and the under. Rays first 5 with Rasmussen. NYC Bar says, I'll take the Orioles, though. And I think Irish King is saying, who got hit with the Baralo? Look, he was not a popular player here, just a guy who got called up, but just seemed real douchey on this guy. Maybe he was talking about Fairbanks, but Tampa Bay team total over for Irish King. Roberts on the Rays here. And Lovable likes maybe Rasmussen for a win can get you a little bit even better price here for Tampa Bay today. Okay, I'll take Tampa Bay here with Rasmussen. Big advantage in the starting pitching. All right, the Twins are on the road here against the Rangers, and the Rangers choked it down the stretch as well. They just couldn't get the bats going here in the last week of the season, week plus of the season. That cost them their opportunity. You have Bailey Ober here, I believe, getting the start. Let me make sure of this. I think it is Ober here in this one against Tyler Mahle here in Texas, $1.50 favorite, and the total is 7.5 under, shaded to the under for sure in this one. We've seen the move come in a little bit on this under. For Ober here, he comes in with a 5.32 ERA, 5-9 record. Minnesota just 10-16 with Ober on the mound, 280 batting average against. For Tyler Mahle here, 15 starts, 2.2 ERA. Rangers are 4-11 with Mahle on the mound, if you know what I mean. They're at home here. We love to go under with a lot of these Texas games at home, don't we? Texas has lost 8 of their last 9 right now. Minnesota's dropped 9 of their last 13 on the road, and still does feel like a bit of a high price for teams just playing out the string. Certainly could be some volatility here in this one. I'm not making any secrets here that I'm laying off a lot of games in Major League Baseball late. I mean, that's me talking that. We're going to give out some plays here on the morning steam, try to get it right. Let's see what you guys have here. Texas has gone under in 5 of their last 6. Minnesota's gone under in 5 straight. And 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone under here between Minnesota and Texas here. So, real tough blow here for Texas. I don't know if I trust this number at all at $1.50 with a Texas team that has basically choked the season away here late. See what you guys have here in this one. Go to the chat. Here we go. All right. Oh, let's see. Dine Legacy had double raise on the run line there. I think NYC Bar is going to go over here. Timothy Hawk says Rangers first 5 on the run line. Trevor's on the under. Tariq might be going under here. And Terrell says, yeah, same thing, lay off a little bit here. Hey, there's some angles I guess you could find out there, but all right. I'm going to take the Twins right now. Not only the Twins talking about, how tall this line is, if you will. The Twins actually have had a pretty strong run against the Rangers of late. Now, they have lost 4 of the last 6 to the Rangers, but before that had been on quite a run against Texas, winning, I believe it's 14 of the last 19 right now, I want to say. Didn't put it in my notes. I'm just going off my memory there, but Minnesota's had a pretty good run against Texas, and I'll try them as a dog here late in the season. Next up, the Astros are at the Athletics here with Framber Valdez on the mound. Going up against JT. Here's JT Ginn. So Severino was awesome yesterday. I thought Severino was going to pitch today. I think I got it backwards there. I think someone maybe in the chat here yesterday was telling me I was remember the Fonz. He couldn't say when he was raw. I was raw. I was wrong. I remember the Fonz couldn't say he was wrong. I can say I was wrong there. Severino got the start and was strong. So JT Ginn here, 15 starts, 4-6 record. Athletics are actually 8-7 with Ginn on the mound. 4.57 ERA, 3.05 BABIP for Framber Valdez. Framber 3.75 ERA this season, 30 starts, 238 batting average against. Important game here for sure for Houston, but they've been choking too. They've been choke city, not space city. Choke city is what it's been. Houston's lost 5 straight games. They've lost 7 straight games to the Athletics. The A's have won 6 straight games at home in Sacramento. They've won 9 of their last 12 overall. Houston's gone under in 7 of their last 9 games on the road, and the Athletics have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games overall. So, look, got this total here, one of those typical totals here in Sacramento at 9.5, and I'm starting to see a shaded to the under, so I'm going to take the under though here as well with Houston and the Athletics here today. Give me the under in this one. In fact, probably 9.5, under 15 at this point. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here in this one. I think Lovable's going under, maybe in that other game there with Texas, because here's 9 Legacy on Texas here as well. There's the 9.5, so NYC Bars coming in with the under. 9 Legacy says, is it asteroid season? Is it we having meteor showers going on? Robert likes the under, or is the big one heading? Is the big one heading our way? Maybe they'll one day talk. Okay, here's Robert with the under. Oakland Moneyline there for Lovable, and I think Kirk, is that in the Toronto game, Kane, or is I think? I mean, I'm trying to think here. Could it be thinking of Kirk on these teams? But well, I was going to talk about Kirk later getting gunned down from right field. I feel you, Alejandro. Even though, I was pretty fast back in my playing days of slow pitch softball. Even when I was older, I was pretty fast. Even today, I'm fast for my age, okay? But I hit the ball to right field a lot, and they would cheat in on me. I didn't have a lot of power, so I'd hit it very hard and fast, and I got gunned out at first base, embarrassingly, a lot. But only because I would hit it so fast and hard, and the right fielder would be playing in on me already, and they'd be ready for it. I'd have to book it down that line. Okay, here we go. Thanks a lot, Nasty Nate. Yeah, boy, I might get fired for that one, huh? Tariq says the A's are playing spoiler. He took the Astros today. We're talking about Kirk as well. We're talking about Alejandro Kirk, my man from Tijuana. Anyways, we'll get to that game. But let me look at this one here with the under with Houston and the Athletics. All right, next up, right, Justin. Yeah, happened a lot, Justin, but only because those right fielders, they knew my game. And I was like a guy who could almost hit it to between first base and second base, unless there was an extremely good pitcher in slow pitch softball. And those are, kind of rare to find. If you got someone just throwing pitches up there, I could put it between first base and second base almost every time. Okay, the Dodgers are taking on the Diamondbacks here with Yamamoto on the road, taking on the Diamondbacks. I think Jalen Beeks is the starter here for the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are going to save Gallen one more game. Look, you either got to use them here or there, right? And maybe in their upcoming series, it might be a better situation here for Gallen. So I think it's a bullpen game here for Arizona tonight, as Jalen Beeks will get the start. Let's look it over here, though, a little bit with the Dodgers coming in, having won 5 of their last 7 and 4 of their last 6 on the road. Arizona's won 9 of their last 13 at home and 7 of their last 10 overall coming in to this one. So still, Dodgers $1.50 on the road. They're not good enough, it seems like, right now to be covering any kind of spread or margin of like that right now. It feels like Arizona is still playing with a little bit of motivation. Sure, the Dodgers got it done last night, but this is an important series here for sure. Important game anyway before they move on to the next series here. And with the Diamondbacks at plus 1.5 at minus 115, look, this Dodger line I have on screen is stale as heck. They're at least $1.75 or $1.80, right, you guys? Let me fix that. And probably after the pitching change is probably when that one kind of went down. Went up, if you will, or went down, meaning the line was moving. So we're seeing $1.80 here, even at some spots, and the total is 8.5, maybe shaded to the over at minus 115 or so. So let me see. Let me go back to the chat and see what you guys have. But I got to take Arizona here actually at plus 1.5 and at minus $1.15 now. I think I'm willing to do that here. Dodgers. It's tough enough for the Dodgers right now. Look, the Dodgers aren't going to win the World Series with this bullpen, are they? I mean, they should start the bullpen guys and then bring in the starters. I don't know. That seems crazy. Okay, here, Kurtz, that's who it was. That's who Cash Game was talking. Kurtz there. Kurtz Gillies, our man. NYC Bar likes the Dodgers on the money line. And let's see here. Cash Cane, first 5 money line in this one. Dodgers first 5 parlay here. Maybe Lovable take the under, and Robert says Dodgers first 5 here, maybe to get off to a good start with Yamamoto. Why not, right? And Lovable, how about me for Dodger manager? Oh, Top Dog. Oh, hello, Top Dog. It's so nice to see you here in the chat. Well, you know what? Look what Lovable said here, Top Dog. Ramon for Dodger manager. Do you think I could replace our man Davey Roberts up there in LA? Maybe Top Dog could replace our man Davey. Top Dog's old enough. He probably saw Davey Roberts play football for Vista High School. Thank you, Top Dog. So nice to see you in the chat. Miss you, and hope you're doing well. And any picks for the games tomorrow night? Thank you, Top Dog. Always appreciate you. All right. Hey, I'm going to take the Diamondbacks on the run line here at minus $1. He played against them. RBV. You're right. RBV. That was right about the time, wasn't it? When the school split, when RBV split off from Vista High, and they've opened up RBV, right? All right. 9 Legacies. Ramon, that's a Padres pick. You're picking the Diamondbacks here. No, that's a pick against this Dodgers bullpen that's absolutely atrocious right now. Every time they come in, even my guy Alex Vesia out there probably getting lit up sometimes too. These Dodger bullpen guys can't get out of their own way, so it'll be a 1-run game probably tonight with some goofball antics out of the bullpen. Trevor says Dodgers on the run line, though. They need it. You know, they're still looking at the standings here. You got to look at the Dodgers trying to still wrap it up over our Padres. But, hey, Padres aren't done, but it does feel like it's got to be win them all and Dodgers lose them all here to have a chance. Dodgers' magic number is 1. All right, next up, got the Marlins taking on the Phils here with Jansen Junk. He's going up against Walker Buehler. You know, here we have Walker Buehler pitching for Philadelphia. We have Ferris pitching for LA today. We still missed out on that Ferris-Buehler matchup this season for Jansen Junk here. He comes in. Hey, you know what? Junk's been okay here of late. 15 starts with a 4.27 ERA, 2.66 batting average against for Walker Buehler here. 23 starts, a 5.13 ERA for Buehler. 2.68 batting average against, 2.88 the BABIP here in this one. Miami comes in hot. They've won 7 of their last 8, but they did get pummeled yesterday pretty much by the Phils. Phils have won 13 of their last 19. So Miami's been strong, but Philadelphia maybe just enough motivation here at the end of the season to try to catch the Brewers anyway, but it's not going to happen. In fact, you could argue right now that the Phillies are, you know, kind of stuck in second place. I don't think they're going to, you know, they're obviously not going to catch the Brewers 2.5 back. Brewers going to probably be able to wrap up that number 1 seed, and with the Dodgers behind the Brewers Phillies by 4 games, they can't pass them. So maybe the Phillies could back it off just a little bit and make sure they're all ready to go here. You know, you do have a pitching mismatch, I guess, here for sure, but you know what? Now the Phillies here at $1.70. In fact, you know what? It's down to $1.65, $1.60. Maybe a little bit of move on the Marlins just because of what I said. The Phillies just might be in that number 2 position. They're in that number 2 position for the postseason. They'll get that bye. And could it be if the Padres could go on the road and beat the Cubs, the Padres taking on the Phillies in the second round? Sports money, you out there? All right, well, let me make a pick here in this one with the Marlins and the Phillies. I think I'll go to the total here. I'll look for this one to go over tonight with Miami and Philadelphia. Marlins have gone over in 6 of their last 8. Phillies gone over in 12 of their last 14, including 8 straight games at home. And Phillies gone over in 10 of their last 15 against Miami. So go ahead and give me the over here in this one. All right. See what else we got here. Let's see. Tariq went with the over. VAR went with the Marlins run line. Lovable's going over. Phillies run line here for 9 Legacy. Justin likes the Phillies. Team total over. Cash Kane says Marlins money line. Go right back to him here. Plus money. Bobby Max on him as well. And Robert McCormick on the over. Terrell says Philly will win this one. No problem here. But again, I think it's definitely a spot where you can see here this weekend. Yeah, they probably need one more win to make sure of things. I mean, the Brewers need one more win to make sure of things here. But Phillies might be complacent enough right now in second place that some players might get rested a little bit too. Lovable says maybe go over. Okay, then next up, we do have some breaking news here right now with the Tigers and the Guardians. And let me show you what's going on here. I had it as Und is pitching, meaning undecided. But we just saw moments ago Melton is going to get the start. I know overnight they had Montero in there, but Montero actually came in the game yesterday. I think he walked a couple of batters. He might get in there today even, but that's because the Tigers are going to have to go with a bullpen game here in this one. So Melton will be the starter. The Guardians are probably $1.60 here right now, and the total 8 under 25, maybe even 7.5 over here right now. And this key game, let's remember, call it for what it's worth. Don't blow this one off. Detroit right now in this horrible slump to end the season. They've cost themselves a division title. They've lost 8 in a row. They're still in the playoffs right now. They've got that third wild card spot again over Houston by 1 game. There are 2 games behind Boston. You got to give them a chance to move up, but not the way they're going. It's just been atrocious here right now for the Tigers and this awful losing streak at an inopportune time. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys think in this one with Melton just stepping in here. And it's going to be a bullpen game, like we said. And Messick has been pretty good here for Cleveland for sure of late since getting in there. Messick so far, 6 starts, a 3-0 record, 2.08 ERA, 1.3 whip, 292 batting average against, 371 BABIP. Says that maybe he's not all that, but he is 3-0 so far. Coming in. And these Tigers, what can you say? Over the past month, they're hitting about 230. So is Cleveland, though, really here. Messick has had 2 really good starts at home. Cleveland's got that solid bullpen for sure here. And Detroit's offense has been, even with that average, not great here. So let's see what you got in this one. Detroit taking on Cleveland here tonight. Cleveland's gone under in 12 of their last 15 games, and 8 of the last 12 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under. Cleveland's won 16 of 18, 12 of their last 13, and 6 straight at home. Meanwhile, the Tigers and this slump, I'll just stop talking about it. See what you got in the chat here with Detroit, why not bring in Dan Campbell to take care of the slump here? I think NYC bar on the over. Maybe Lovable's on the dog here. Guardians for Tariq. Yeah, I mean, come on. But look, it is already up to, like I said, $1.60 right now. That's how poorly this Tigers situation has been right now. Give me the under in this one with Detroit and Cleveland. All right. Robert likes the Guardians here. First 5 on the run line. Next up, the Yankees are in action against the White Sox here. Now, the Yankees, have motivation for sure to win this game. They are about a $3 favorite here, 8.5 over 20. So maybe unlike some of the one-sided matchups we're seeing here this week, give the Yankees a little bit of credit for making sure that they keep going here, battling the Blue Jays right now, tied for first, trying to stay ahead of Seattle here. So they'll probably dump these guys for sure today. Martin comes in here for the White Sox with a 4.03 ERA, 7-10 record, 1.27 WHIP for Carlos Rodon, 17-9 record. Interestingly, Rodon with that record of 17-9, the Yankees are 18-14 with Rodon pitching, which basically says they're 1-5 in the games that he does not get a decision. So during the season, he's kept them in games, and then the bullpen has kind of blown it a little bit. Rodon here, a 3.04 ERA, 105 WHIP, 188 batting average against. So you got to figure the Yankees will get it done here and maybe cover that run line. Even though the White Sox have grabbed a couple of run lines here of late, they've actually gone back into the tank. They had a couple of good weeks there for the White Sox anyway, back late last month. Remember, they actually won some games in a row, but here they've lost 10 of their last 11. They've lost 7 of the last 8 against the Yankees. They've lost 5 straight on the road. Yankees have won 7 of their last 8, including 6. They've won 6 straight at home against the White Sox here. White Sox have gone under in 9 of their last 12. Yankees have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games coming in. And let's see here. And we got them coming in. Oh, missed a few. Let's see here. Detroit is on. Lovable's on Detroit there. Tony or Justin, I think he likes the Guardian. He liked the Guardians to win the division. Come back and win that division from last month, I think he said. Justin's on the Yankees. Team total over here. So is Tariq. He says parlay it with the Yankees and the Dodgers first 5. Lovable, of course. The football game was the first thing we talked about. NYC bar likes Yankees run line. Robert likes the over here. Good morning to Jimmy in the chat today. All right. Hey, I got to make my call here in this one. And I'm going to go under here with the White Sox and the Yankees. We went under yesterday, right? We got it done. Oh, no, it did go over. That's right. It did go over there yesterday. What was it? 8-1. Oh, it went over there right at the end, right? The Yankees got another run in the 8th inning, or 2 runs, was it? I'll go under, though, here, White Sox and the Yanks. Okay, he's still not done yet. There it was. That's right. That's right. Terrell. That's what happened. Okay, there we go. One Red Sox taking on the Blue Jays here. And Louis Barland, I believe, gets the start here for Toronto. So a little bit of a bullpen game for sure for Toronto in this one, right? Because let me see what this line is now, though. It's up to $1.40 right now, but this is a bullpen game for sure. Louis Barland hasn't even opened one game yet this season, I don't think. Total is 8 under at minus 115. So pretty big move to the under here, actually, in this one. Brian Bello on the bump here for the Red Sox. Comes in with 11-8 record, 3.34 ERA, 1.24 the whip. 239 batting average against for Barland. He's got a 4-3 record, 72 appearances. So really it's just an opener here. 3.1 ERA coming in. So for Boston here, they've won 4 of their last 5, 7 of their last 9 on the road. Toronto's actually lost 6 of their last 7 games coming in. The widely reported steam did come in on Toronto, but I don't know if it's really that. I mean, it looks a little high here to me, especially considering the current situation in the standings. Now, it does feel like Boston is kind of stuck in that number 2 slot. I don't think they're going to be threatened by Detroit or Houston here in the last 2 games. In fact, they do have a 3-game lead, obviously, over Houston, but 2 over Detroit. And meanwhile, we know Toronto has much more motivation in that first place tie right now with the Yankees and the 1-game lead over both those teams, 1-game lead over Seattle in the American League. So see what you guys have here in this one. Still an important game. Toronto's gone under in 12 of their last 18 games coming in. Boston's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. And let's see. Let's go to the chat and see what you got here in between the Red Sox and Blue Jays here on Thursday night. Here we go. Jimbo's here today. Hello to Jimbo. Cash Kane likes the Red Sox. First 5, Moneyline. Justin says, take those Blue Jays. Let's see here. I think, Lovable says, whatever's left over gets in a big parlay. Justin says George Springer over total bases. Nasty Nate says the Red Sox to smash in this one. And Justin says Bieber will come in there for Toronto here after Varland. Yeah, he was originally the scheduled starter there, so we'll see with Shane Bieber. Did I say Justin? Did I say Justin Bieber? You know, that's because Justin made the comment. Okay. Here we go. I mean, you got to figure that, who would you put actually if Toronto's rotation? Look, you're going to have Bieber, right? You're going to go with Kevin Gausman. Then what are you going to do? You're going to go with Bassett? You're going to go with Max? Barrios to the bullpen? What is Toronto going to do in the postseason with that pitching? I think we'll see. I thought Bieber would get pushed back a day, though, actually, Justin. We'll see. Okay. I feel like it's a bullpen game. Jimbo's on the Blue Jays here. Nasty Nate says go back to the Red Sox here in this one. NYC Bar, Blue Jays on the run line. Robert says go over. Tariq's going over. You guys are going over. And Lovable says Sox on the run line, just as he thinks. Yeah, these last few days are kind of even sketchy to know what's completely going on here, right? All right, I'm going to go over in this one with Boston and Toronto here tonight. We got another important one following it up here with the Mets taking on the Cubs. And well, the Mets right now, we've talked about it here. Currently, one game ahead of the Diamondbacks and the Reds, but going up here against the Cubs team that looks like they're just going to hang on here for sure for the number 1 wild card position and host that series against the Padres. So you could almost say the Cubs are lacking some motivation here. Again, they still are fighting it off to make sure they get that top spot, but I think they will get it. is what I feel like here. Look, McLean and Imanaga. This is a good pitching matchup for sure for Nolan McLean. 4-1 record, 1.27 ERA, 101 WHIP, 195 batting average against. Mets are 2-5 to the under with Nolan McLean on the mound. What a job he's done so far. He'll find his way into the rotation here. It feels like should the Mets make the postseason. For Shoto Imanaga, 24 starts, 9-7 record. Imanaga 6-16 to the under this season. 3.37 ERA, 2.11 batting average against. Let's see what you have in this one with the Mets here, having lost 12 of their last 17 overall, but they've won 6 of the last 9 against the Cubs. Cubs have actually gone 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games. Mets have gone over in 5 straight on the road. Cubs have gone over in 5 of their last 6 games at home coming into this one. Let's see how you have it here with the Cubs taking on the Mets here tonight in a bigger game for the Mets, it feels like, than it is for the Cubs. Mets have still been hitting well, and the Cubs have they've been hitting kind of about 200 over the last week or so. Imanaga really hasn't been that sharp here lately, and McLean has been outstanding. Cubs get it done again, says Lovable. Mets team total over for Justin. Justin's got the Mets. I got the Mets as well. I got to go with the Mets here in this one tonight. New York on the road. Like I said, I feel like they just have enough motivation, and they're not totally tanking here at the end of the season. At least won half their games here over the past couple of weeks. So Robert likes the under in this one, and Var likes the over in this one. All right, a couple late games out west that don't have much meaning, I don't think. At least this one doesn't. Royals and the Angels tonight with Lorenzen going here, 25 starts, 4.7 ERA, 269 batting average against, going up against Ferris here. Ferris, 4 starts, 1-2 record, 6.52 ERA coming in. For the Royals here, they come in having won 4 of their last 6 games against the Angels. The Angels have dropped 10 of their last 12, but they did get it done there last night with Kikuchi. Angels have won 4 of their last 6 games at home. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but the Royals have gone over in 4 of their last 5 and also gone over in 8 of their last 11 games on the road. So what do you guys have here in this one, if anything? Check in the chat. I don't expect much. I don't expect much from the chat in this game. I don't even want to pick this game, I don't think. But Kansas City has been smoking the ball there. Tariq likes the Cubs back there with the game with the Mets. Jimmy likes the Angels here in this one. Royals have been smacking the ball, and the Angels haven't been really hitting that well. NYC Bar likes Royals on the run line. Robert likes Royals money line, and also the over here in this one. Boy, even I deserve a pass. I don't know here. I didn't come on the air with a pick with a pick in this game. So kind of looking at the chat, it's kind of winging this one a little bit. All right, I'm going to take the Royals here to keep going right now and pick up a win here. They're hitting enough for me. Okay, one more here, and then we'll get out of here. Thank you for joining me on the morning steam here. The Rockies taking on the Mariners. I believe the Mariners have made a switch here to Hancock. Given their situation, that's made the line go down dramatically. I think when they originally had the pitching matchup scheduled, they had a different pitcher, but now that they've gotten the division title going here, this one's down to about maybe even lower than 220 here for sure, with Hancock favored in this one. For Blaylock here, 2-5 record, 9.16 ERA, 1.81 WHIP. He's been getting clobbered, but just like all these Rockies pitchers, they do seem to be a little bit better on the road than at home. Rockies have still lost 10 of their last 11. Seattle's won 10 straight at home right now. 9 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams have gone under, but Colorado's gone over in 7 of their last 10. Seattle's gone over in 7 of their last 10 coming in. So, look, Mariners, they still have motivation here. They can still get the best record in the American League, even though they're battling both the Yankees and the Blue Jays. That's what kind of makes it tough. Even though you're only trailing by 1 game here with 4 games left, still got to pass 2 teams to get that number 1 slot. They've won 6 games in a row coming in. So let's see what you got here in the chat on this last game between the Yankees and the Mariners. All right. I want to go under in Blaylock's strikeouts here. How long is he going to go? What is his strikeouts here in this one? See if I can get that real quick. I might just do that. Oh, I don't quite have the pitching props that I maybe needed out there to maybe get involved with this one. So maybe I'll just go. Maybe I'll just move to the total here with these two and go over tonight with Colorado and Seattle. All right, let's see what's in the chat, and then the show will be over. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you tonight here for our live companion coverage of Thursday Night Football. I think I got to take off for a little bit and do some of my local high school coverage, but I'll be there for some of the game for sure. Okay, here we go. Mariners run line for Jimmy. Fade the Rockies here, just like you're fading the White Sox. Seattle still putting that pressure on. Cash Kane's on the over. Sammy Sosa's here. He likes the over with me in that one. NYC Bar, Mariners delay it. Tariq says no value. But Tariq, you know what, Tariq, maybe no value because with Hancock in there, it's a little bit different. I don't know who they were going to start. Was it Wu? Wasn't Gilbert? Who else was in there? But now you're down a game that could have been lined as high as minus 300 is down to 200. So maybe there is some value. All right. I think that's going to do it for the morning steam. Thank you very much for joining me here on the show. We'll do the drawing here right now and get you on out of here for some daytime baseball for sure right now. And let's get to it. Hey, also Ryder Cup this weekend. If I don't get a chance to see you tomorrow, just know I'm taking Team Europe. What's going on with the USA, from the money situation to the arrogance here. Now, granted, this crowd in New York may be able to will the U.S. home, but I'm going to take Team Europe to hoist the trophy at plus $1.25. You got to be careful because it could be very close here at Bethpage Black. So I'm going to take them to hoist the trophy and not necessarily to win the Ryder Cup. Could be a tie. So, all right. Don't forget, join me over at winnable.com/Ramon. Get more plays from me every day. I'll try to come through with some baseball today. I've definitely tailed off, so hopefully it's okay. We're coming in with some other plays as well. We won some of our overnight action last night with my first play in the NBL this season last night with Melbourne United there. So, all right. Let me do the drawing here right now, and then we'll get on out of here. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on the Morning Steam. See how many 26 of you commented today. We'll run the prompt here and see who wins 1 month of plays. Whoops. 1 month of plays from me over at winnable.com. Use promo code STEAM at checkout. Save 20%. If you win this contest, just go over there, sign up for 1 month. Use the promo code WINNER. You know where to find me. I'm here every day, so it works. Believe me, you can just type in the word WINNER, and I'll know you won. As long as your name kind of looks like somewhat the name of their Team Euro says lovable. Okay, Ramon will do it. And yeah, Jimbo, we got that NBL last night. Yeah, I laid off the Asian baseball, but that might be back in action. I want to make sure we try to get out some winners here, even if the baseball is coming down to the end here. Here we go. Tariq, NYC Bar, Textiles, Joe, Irish King, Sonny, Sammy Sosa, and the winner is Gary Ferentz, of course. Gary, I think, is already in the system, so probably just tack on another month if I can find Gary in there. Or if not, Gary, go ahead and re-sign up or log in, use the promo code WINNER, get a month subscription from me over there at winnable.com. Appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate everyone here joining me on the Morning Steam Show. We're back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific for a Friday where we've got college football action, 3 games on tap, and get you ready for that baseball as well. All right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. We'll catch you here tonight. Don't forget, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. Right now, Detroit is getting steamed, you guys, in their matchup with Cleveland. You know, these sharps, they don't know that Detroit's lost $1 billion in a row. They're taking them right now. So Detroit was plus $1.40. They're down to plus $1.30 here, or even $1.20. Could be headed to $1.25 right now. If you like Cleveland here, here's the discount right now with Cleveland, all the way down too, in an important, important game here, right? Considering the situation right now. For Cleveland as well, and the move has come in on Detroit, kind of making Cleveland pretty affordable here right now in that battle with Detroit today. Okay. Thanks a lot. Seeing some folks in the chat. That's it. All right. Catch you tomorrow on the Morning Steam. Don't forget, Mikey Money joins us 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 Pacific with pre-gaming. Get you ready for that Thursday night football with us. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon.
Hold on. We make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.